I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So roll call, sorry, I just need a second. Roll call was already done, you added me.
I added you.
These are that wonderful performance, I'm glad I didn't miss that. All right, so at this time, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the September 25th work session and regular meeting, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Chaz, seconded by Maria. Roll call.
Mrs. Dare?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
I will abstain because I was absent.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Cirillo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes. I also want to take a second to thank my wonderful vice president for covering me during the work session while I worked. At this time, I need a motion to approve the financial report ending September 2014.
Let's make a motion to approve the financial report.
Motion made by Naomi, seconded by Patty Adair.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Ms. Cirillo?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Motion passes.
We already had our wonderful presentation. Any correspondence we need to know about, Dr. McCarron?
Not at this time.
At this time, we will open up the public floor for public comments on agenda items only. So at this time, if you have any questions on any agenda items, now will be the time. No? If not, we will move along to I know, it's boring. The secretary's report, superintendent's reports at this time.
Okay, for business administrator, food service items have been going well with Black Horse Lake Regional. Our numbers overall as a district have increased by 10% from last September 2013 to September 2014. In addition to that, we've also increased profits through the vending that's located for drinks only. It's only drinks that students can purchase in the school day anyway, so there's no soda beverages or things like that. But they're located outside by the field, and then one's also located in the cafeterias. In terms of transportation, we've been working with various transportation companies to make sure that we are a walking district. However, if there's certain situations, whether it be IEP driven, whether it be a homeless situation, we have to provide transportation as a district. So we're always looking for the best transportation for students and making sure that we're getting the best quotes, rates, and also services provided for them. So we've been continually doing that. In terms of curriculum, we had a professional development day last Friday and also this past Monday that teachers participated in within the district. A large focus was on technology being one part. We had some teachers completing GCN trainings, which are mandated trainings by the state. And then we also had a math workshop for teachers who will be piloting a new math program, which I discussed when we presented the test scores last month in regards to the fact that we're looking for other programs that really address Common Core standards and as we move to PARC. That pilot, they actually started teaching from the program this past Tuesday, yesterday, with students already taking things home, also fielding questions about the math pilot, but it seems to be off to a great start, so we're looking forward to seeing how that turns out. And that's all I have at this point. Chromebooks also have been rolled out to 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. I know the last meeting I stated that we wouldn't have the 5th grade Chromebooks in until November 1st. They came in sooner than expected, and we were able to roll those out.
Thank you. Ms. Patty Nugent.
District laws has to still study how much change there, degrees, replacements. As Mr. Wade was saying earlier in the workshop, we respect this last week in all 3 buildings. Also, Fire Prevention Week was last week, so I want to thank the fire department for their participation in that. It's a fire truck. It's always a fun thing for the kids to do. Also, Honor Society induction was held last week. How many students?
64. Around Runnemede, that's a pretty big group of
That's awesome. Saw a lot of good pictures on
Those kids were good there. Dr. McCarron went over the professional development schedule, and then talked about the workshop attending some more community events, and getting involved there. Coming up in the very near future, we'll be hitting you board members up for the holiday committee, Fulton Tree coming up, so if you'd like to participate, just let us know. Help out some media on this, around the holiday. So,
Absolutely.
that is my report for the, we were just here 2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah.
Lots happened.
I thought it was just me. All right.
We'll have more to talk about in November.
November. Okay. So I'm assuming that we went over all of the other reports in the work session and all questions were asked then. At this time, though, I do want to publicly thank Mrs. Yezi for getting us our bucket filler shirts. We really appreciate it. Thank you very
And
much.
the PTA did sponsor that, so
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate the
Thank you.
PTA for doing that,
Thank
for
you.
everything.
Yes, right, okay. So, speaking of PTA, is there anything else that we need to be updated about? Hello, Ms. Berger.
The coupon book sale is over with. It was very successful. The book fair was last week. It was a huge success. Each classroom, pre-K through 5th grade, received $15 for books, and the language arts teachers in 6th through 8th plus resource room received $15 apiece for books. Upcoming events, we have a Bounce You fundraiser November 3rd and the 4th. Philly Diner fundraiser December 1st through the 5th. It's a whole week, and you can choose either the bar side or the diner side. And then the Santa shop is December 3rd through the 9th.
When them flyers come out, I'll be sure that when you email me from the PTA, I'll email everybody, the flyers for that, so thank you for the update. Any committee reports that need to be, I know we had a lot last month, so we're probably good for this month now, we're good?
We're fine.
We're good, anyone else have anything else to add?
Sean gave us everything we need for
For
the.
the convention, yes, I have everything here.
This is the orange.
Right.
Yes.
And then I attended a workshop in Princeton, and then you have a copy of the summary of the entire workshop, as well as the book that I wrote that with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else under committee reports? No? Okay, so we'll move along to property and transportation. At this time, I need a motion to approve items number 1 through 4.
I make a motion to approve items 1 through 4. on the property
Second.
Motion made by Maria, seconded by Naomi. Any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Adair,
Yes.
Ms. Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim,
Yes.
Ms. Davidson,
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella,
Yes.
Ms. Trillo,
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes. Under personnel, we need a motion to approve items number 1 through 5.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Lynn, seconded by Chaz. Any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Panzarella,
Yes.
Ms. Trillo,
Yes.
Ms. Spalding,
Yes.
Ms. Adair,
Yes.
Ms. Beebe,
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim,
Yes.
Ms. Davidson.
Yes.
Under finance, we need a motion to approve items number 1 through 7.
I make a motion to approve items 1 through 7 under finance.
Motion made by Maria, seconded by Patty. Any questions?
I only have up to number 6 on my agenda. Is there 7?
I'm looking online, so,
Okay.
the
Me too.
transfer and appropriation revenue. Number 2 is professional development workshops. Number 3 is payment of bills. Okay, number 4 is IDEA amendment. Number 5 is Gloucester County Special Services District tuition. Number 6 is school staffing agreement. Do you have that, Naomi?
I have up to 6, yes.
And 7 is a tuition with Kingsway Learning Center for a student for the 2014-2015 school year.
Okay, thank
So
you.
it's a out-district placement.
Thank you.
Good question.
That one came in this afternoon, so that was a final add, so I apologize for that.
That's okay, thank you.
I'll take it.
I see.
Just kidding.
I'll
Just
load-
kidding.
I'll-
Just
I'll
kidding.
load it.
You better not. All right, roll call.
Ms. Adair,
Yes.
Ms. Beebe,
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim,
Yes.
Ms. Davidson,
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella,
Yes.
Ms. Trillo,
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion
Policy and public relations.
Curriculum.
Curriculum.
Oh, I skipped curriculum, sorry, I'm still getting used to this new electronic thing here. I need a motion to approve items number 1 through 3.
I'll
I'll make the motion to approve items 1 through 3 in curriculum.
Motion made by Patty, seconded by Naomi. Any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckon?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes. We good? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
See, it's my fault, I messed
Stop
it up.
trying to get used to it, is it?
I'm not wearing the shirt.
That's the problem. Not everybody, Mrs. Yezi, is a bucket filler here.
Wait, what? Who's tipping bucket?
Bucket dipper. All right, under policy and public relations, I need a motion to approve items number 1 and 2.
I make a motion to approve item numbers 1 and 2
I'll
under
second that.
policies and public relations.
Motion made by Maria, seconded by Lynn. Any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckon?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
At
I wanted to make
this
sure
time,
you
Yeah,
win this
yeah.
still.
at this time, we are going to open up the floor for public comments on any item at this time before we go into executive session, because, correct me if I'm wrong, we are going into executive session this evening. Is there any public comment on any items?
We're just like, Mrs. Kelly, I'm glad to see you here. I was just saying in executive session, I didn't feel as though we had seen somebody here from council in the last couple months, so I'm glad to see you here.
Not executive session, work session.
Workshop.
You said that in the workshop.
Oh, I did, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing we didn't go into, I said it there, just so you know. No, I did, I said it in the work session.
Right.
And, so I'm glad to see you here, I really am.
Yes, thank you for coming.
All right, if there are no public comments, I need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Chaz,
Second.
seconded by Naomi. Whereas while the Senator Byron and Bayer Open Public Meetings Act requires all meetings of the Runnemede School District Board of Education to be held in public, NJSA 10:4-12B sets forth 9 types of matters that may lawfully be discussed in executive session without public being permitted to attend, and whereas the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain matters which are exempted from the public, and whereas the 9 exceptions to the public meetings set forth in NJSA 10:4-12B are listed below, and to next to each exception is a box which, within the number of issues to be privately discussed that fall within that exception, shall be written. And after each exception is a space for additional information that will disclose as much information about the decision as possible without undermining the purpose of the exemption shall be written. Now, therefore be it resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will go into closed session for the following reasons as outlined in NJSA 10:4-12B. Any matter which by express provision of federal law, state statute, or rule of court shall be rendered confidential or excluded from discussion in public, more specifically pending legal matters and judgments, and also any matter the disclosure of which constitutes an unwarranted invasion of individual privacy, such as any records, data, reports, recommendations, or other personal material of any educational, training, social service, medical, health, custodial, child protection, rehabilitation, legal defense, welfare, housing, relocation, insurance, and similar program or institution operated by a public body pertaining to any specific individual admitted to or served by such institution or program, including but not limited to information relative to the individual's personal and family circumstances and any other material pertaining to admission, discharge, treatment, progression, or condition of any individual, unless the individual concerned, or in the case of a minor or incompetent, his guardian, shall request in writing that the same be disclosed publicly, more specifically, school choice students and student transportation. Whereas the length of executive session is undetermined, however, the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will make every attempt to estimate the time of the session prior to convening the session, after which the public meeting shall reconvene at 7:50 p.m. and the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will proceed with business. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will go into executive session for only the above stated reasons. Be it further resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforementioned subject may be made public at a time when the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education attorney advises the disclosure of the discussion will not detrimentally affect any right, interest, or duty of the school district or any other entity with respect to said discussion. Be it further resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education, for the aforementioned reasons, hereby declares that the public is excluded from the portion of the meeting during which the above discussion shall take place, and hereby directs the board secretary to take appropriate action to effectuate the terms of this resolution. Be it further resolved that the board secretary or the next business day following this meeting shall furnish a copy of this resolution to any member of the public who requests one at the fees allowed by NJSA 47:1A-1. Action on any item may or may not be taken in open session at the conclusion of the executive session. So the motions were made, all in favor to go into executive session?
Aye.
So at this time, we're gonna ask the public. All right, so with the motion, we are back in regular session. At this time, our school board convention is next week, 2 weeks. The 28th to the 30th. Dr. McCartney has something to say?
Very quickly, you guys have goldenrod forms for the school board's convention. On the front, I just outlined the regulations by the Department of Ed. And regarding reimbursement, what needs to be brought in for reimbursement to take place. Also hotel lodging, transportation information, and then any events for the 3 days. Every person attending has been signed up for governance class on day 3. The only person who, Ms. Adair will be attending governance 3, the others are all signed up for governance 4. If you are unable to attend school boards, there's also offered online, which you just have to let me know and I can have us set up for that.
Governance 4.
Governance 4, everyone on the board is in governance 4. Governance 3, yes.
Aren't you special?
On the second page, I just placed the purchase order for the hotel and the registration. Since you will be checking in, on your own, or even when you go to get your badge, just in case there's any issues or concerns. You do have the confirmation numbers and all information necessary. My number's on the front page. Feel free to call me if there's any questions.
For all vendors?
Not for all vendors, please. Please don't give my name away to vendors. I appreciate that. I was talking my office number. I didn't know my cell phone number for giving that to vendors.
Election day, you good?
Also, last month, we discussed, Mr. Buckheim brought up the concern about lobby guard, which is something that's used over at Black Horse Pike Regional, where people who come in, give their ID, they get a badge, it prints out a photo. It's actually a reasonably cost product that we might be looking into, even if we get it in one of the buildings. Like, let's say we have it at Bowles. When we have volunteers in other buildings, it was discussed that we can even have them get their thing because it runs everything that way, and that's a way of getting checks within the buildings as far as who's in the building and getting badges made up for that. What's
Right.
up?
My biggest concern is, like Charlie was saying, physically, how do you deter a person once you give them entrance to not book it down a hall?
That happens, that's,
Right, I mean, that's what Charlie
something that
said,
we have to deal with right now.
I know, I mean, the
And it's the same-
physicality of our buildings needs to be looked into.
If, you could harness that simply by when they come through the front door, have them come through one door, and we have to do the closure.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They'd be in
Physicality of the
there,
building's
and
gotta
they could
change,
not
right.
leave without
Right.
that information.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was it.
All right,
We could just get.
we can talk more about that next month, thank you. Election day is November 4th, and our next regular school board meeting is November 19th. The work session will begin at 6 p.m. If there's no questions, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Maria, seconded by Patty. Was that you?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.